Gervonta Tank Davis did something awful again, and no, it wasn't scheduling another fight with Jake Paul. He beat a woman. Again. And once again, I'm not talking about Jake Paul. If you know Tank Davis, you know he has a lot of run-ins with the law. But this is actually a civil suit over a certain criminal case that was dropped earlier, and while everyone is innocent until proven guilty, this looks really bad for him. While all the details aren't out, we know the details from the original case, which was basically a shut case with a lot of evidence that he did it. That, along with his prior incidents, innocent until proven guilty, but yeah. You know, if you do something like 6 times, people are gonna believe you did it the 7th. So why is this coming up again? Well, now we talk about Jake Paul. There were a lot of theories that the reason the original charges got dropped, despite it being pretty clear that he was gonna get convicted, was he convinced her to stop pressing charges so that he can actually schedule this Jake Paul fight. Because it was announced the day after the charges were dropped. But the Jake Paul fight isn't for another week, so does this put this in jeopardy? No, probably not, because it's a civil lawsuit. But I don't know how keen Netflix is gonna be promoting a massive fight for tens of millions of people to see with one of the stars.
One of boxing's most feared punchers and a worldwide star, Gervonta Tank Davis, stood in front of the judge with his hands shaking and his face blank. Then it took place. Tank's knees gave way as the decision was read. The man whose loud knockouts used to get groups of people up on their feet fell down from the weight of his own past. This isn't just another top story. This is the end of a boxer who seemed unbeatable at one point. And it could be the end of Gervonta Davis's career for good.
Without the ankle monitor on.
That's corny. That's super corny. I don't know how much I weigh.
And the handcuffs too.
Huh? What are you talking about, fam?
How do you win this fight?
That outfit is trash. For real. That outfit is garbage. And that hairstyle. Anybody that ever rocked a mohawk is a clown. We all know this. Anybody rocked a mohawk. Name
You
them.
want to see clowns? You want to see clowns? Gervonta, you're the clown, buddy. You're the clown, Gervonta. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown.
Miami-Dade County is where it all happened. Tank Davis was hit with a new case just 2 weeks before his big fight with Jake Paul, one that shocked everyone, not just boxers, who thought Tank was finally ready to change his life. The case against Davis was brought by his ex-girlfriend Courtney Russell. It claims that Davis committed battery, aggravated battery, kidnapping, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. It really is as bad as it sounds. Records from court show that Russell says Tank struck her at work on October 27th. She says he had threatened to kill her before and that this was the second time.
But, so you know, they canceled the Tank and Jake fight.
They canceled it? I didn't even see that.
Well, yeah, they canceled, I think, yesterday or today.
Why? Cause do you think that Jake told that boy, hey, you gotta fall?
No, cause he can't keep his motherfucking hands to himself.
Jake beat somebody up?
No, not Jake, you know, Tank.
I didn't know.
Him and his baby mama again.
Oh, man.
Then beat up again.
He beat his baby mama up?
So Jake on some like, man, I'm not about to give you no money to get, 40 million and you out here beating women up and stuff like that. You a boxer, bro. Like, I can't promote that.
Did he really? I gotta see the tape. Did he really beat up on her?
I mean, that's like his 5th domestic violence case, bro.
Did he whoop her though? Like, did he actually whoop her?
I ain't seen it, but if you got 5 cases, 3-4 cases, hey, somebody ain't lying.
Yeah, you gotta call a spade a spade.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But I dig it though, you know what I'm saying? I can't condone on that, you know what I'm saying? I got a daughter, I got a mom, I got a sister, I got all that.
Indeed, the case lists at least for previous instances in which Tank is said to have beaten and choked her. She is now fighting him for more than $50,000 in damages, saying she has PTSD and is going to therapy to get better.
Gervonta Tank Davis being sued for kidnapping and assault. Chilaquiles, that's right. Apparently, October 27th at a gentleman's club in Miami, they are alleging that Gervonta Tank Davis went up in there and allegedly got his child's mom, baby mom, something, kidnapping, alleged assault. Court paperwork has found out. Now, as you know, Tank Davis, earlier this year, he was arrested on domestic violence charges. I believe those charges were dropped. And as you know, Tank Davis does have a fight coming up Friday, November 14th. Now, is this just the Al Heyman way? The Al Heyman PBC way. Anytime Tank gets into legal trouble, they go ahead and have a fight coming up, and Tank fans love ghetto, ignorant shit, so it boosts the fight up. This is typical Tank fashion. This will go away. Don't worry about it. This is how they promote Tank Davis, because they know the ignorant and his fan base love toxic ghetto shit. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is it Musty Energy?
Musty Energy.
Or is it the Chiller Killers? Chiller Killer.
Because Gervonta Davis was getting ready for one of the biggest fights of his career. It couldn't be more wrong now. Most Valuable Promotions, the company that is putting on Jake Paul's future fights, put out a statement just days after the lawsuit was filed.
The feature of the day is Miami resident hip-hop star is Ruby Rose.
The translation, they're getting ready to turn off the power. When she said that, fans knew something wasn't right because this wasn't a small issue or mistake. This is the kind of legal storm that wipes out lives.
Tank Davis, somebody you've had some interaction with on social. What do you make of maybe the lack of discipline or arrest?
Lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. Is that what you want to put it down to?
Yeah.
More than lack of discipline. Yeah. It's vile. Do you know what I mean? I don't condone that at all in the slightest. So it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just, yeah.
Everything for the fight, the marketing, the Netflix deal, the partnerships, and more was suddenly hanging by a thread behind closed doors. As Tank walked into the first meeting in court, the stress had already broken him. People who saw him said he looked completely drained, worn out, and lifeless. Not like the flashy, sure of himself fighters we see at press interviews.
He got into a Camaro that pulled up and left the scene. Today, the judge sentenced him to a total of 2 years plus 60 days in prison, but she suspended all of it except for 90 days. She told.
When the sentence was read, Tank fell to the floor in the courtroom, feeling like the weight of his decisions was too much for him to handle. This time, he might actually be going back to jail. Gervonta Davis had been in trouble with the law before, but this time it felt different because there was no way out.
These allegations against Gervonta Davis, they're very serious allegations. Anybody that's laying hands on women needs to be shut down straight away. They need to be, for me, they need to be locked up and the key thrown away. You shouldn't touch women. They're not there to be touched and have their hands laid on them. I've got 2 daughters. I've got my wife, my mother. Anybody out there who's close relationship to women knows you do not lay your hands on women ever. Don't touch them. And if you do, you should be prisoned. As simple as that. That's my take on it. It's totally out of it. It's really serious. Tank needs to get a grip and stop doing what he's doing because he's got previous. This is all alleged, don't forget. This is all allegations. So we're not trying to convict anybody here on Frotch on Fighting. We're just pointing out the facts. He's been accused of all the serious allegations from earlier. It's not good enough. And from the fight being made to the weight disparity to Gervonta Davis being a wrong-un in terms of these allegations, the whole thing is just an absolute circus.
Let's go back a bit. Gervonta has a long history of hitting her partner. There was a video going around in February 2020 that showed him grabbing his girlfriend by the neck at a public event. This led to his arrest. After that, in December 2022, there was another arrest and charge of domestic violence. Even though the case was dropped, it set a trend that can't be ignored now.
Well, let me ask you this. What I was just talking to her. What if she told me that you beat the piss out of her and you jumped on top of her and started punching her in the face? Should I just go ahead and take that?
Okay, but don't you know?
It's your side of the story. Give your side.
You just talking to her though. With the information that she gave you, can't she tell you?
You want me to just take everything she says?
I'm not from here.
Okay, but you want me to just take everything she says as
fact? All I'm just saying is I'm not from here. I don't know her exact address.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not asking for her exact address. She's saying you hit her. She does have a mark on her lips, and it's under.
I have a mark right here.
Did she hit you?
Turn around.
For battery.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. What's his first name?
Gervonta.
But that wasn't enough for Gervonta. He also went to jail for 44 days in 2023 for breaking the rules of his house arrest connected to his hit-and-run case from 2020, which could have killed people. It's been one thing after another. Fans said, he's young, for years. He'll get over it. But that's no longer an excuse now that you're 30.
Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis, the fight is in jeopardy. There's another, yes, I said another domestic abuse allegation against Gervonta Davis, and that may either destroy, postpone, change the entire event. There's been a lot of allegations against Tank. When things like this happen over and over, I think this is his 4th or maybe 5th allegation of domestic abuse, you kind of start to have to look at the person that's being accused of such and go, why do you keep ending up in these situations? And the way it's described, we've even seen Tank do some of the things already on camera. I don't think that's something that Netflix is wanting to be a part of at that point. I don't know if Jake wants to be involved with somebody like that, which is why they're starting to look for potential replacement.
The Jake Paul fight changes everything. So let's talk about it now. The show was set to happen live from Miami on November 14th, and Netflix had a huge deal to support it. This was meant to be one of the biggest crossover fights in recent memory of two of the sport's most infamous names. Now the confusion might never happen. When Jake's team heard about Tank's new charges, they allegedly worked quickly to fix the situation. Some people close to Jake said he was angry because the fight might not happen and all the work he put into it, the training camps, the publicity, and the endless media attention was going to waste. Jake had also been telling everyone to be careful. Before, Jake Paul had brought up Tank's past violence in one of their press conferences. The man told him straight out that he fights more than just other people in the ring. He fights devils too.
Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown. I got you a poodle.
Now, okay. Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on females or anything like that, you know how many female? Like, come on, it will be mad. You see how when I don't even want to bring up nobody thing, what's the name about that? But P Diddy.
The fighting community can't believe it. Some professionals have spoken out in support of the accused victim, saying that the sport can't keep protecting fighters who are bad for it.
Be 1 foot in, 1 foot out too. What are you talking about? You know how much money you got? You know how hard it is getting out that bed to go run early in the morning in gym for hours, and you know you looking at 20 million easy. You own all this real estate. You rich. You don't have to do this ever again. Then the compounding interest, like let's say 20 million in the bank. He get 5% off of that, so he probably making $500,000 in interest. He not even spending his money. So it's like, hell yeah, he out of here. What? He gone.
Some people say Tank needs more than just punishment. Most people agree, though, that this could be the end of Gervonta Davis as we know him. Reports say that sponsors have started to back out. The Netflix team is meeting right now because of an emergency. Several sources say that Jake Paul's team is already looking for new opponents because they know that if Tank goes to jail, the fight is over.
Stop fighting dudes like Tyson. Stop fighting dudes like little Tank Davis. Come on, man. Like, I wasn't mad at Tank for getting that bag. You know what I mean? I think he turned down a shitload of money. But it's kind of comical that you're fighting a guy so small. Fight me. You know what I'm saying? Fight me if you really want to prove something. A fight with me is a fight that's going to sell, that you can market, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's a legit fight. So this is something different. You know what I mean? I'm not Nate Diaz, and no disrespect to Nate Diaz, but Nate Diaz is a UFC fighter. I'm a real professional boxer that's active. And not saying anything against the other pro fighters that he's fought, but Mike Tyson isn't Iron Mike no more. Comes a time where you can't keep playing boxer. You either really that, or you just gonna keep fronting. You know what I'm saying? And if you can keep fronting, everybody's just gonna look at you as an influencer. You know what I'm saying? But if you want that respect, that people's looking at you like a true pro boxer, then this is the fight. You know what I'm saying? But if this is really up to him. You know what I mean? But like I said, you can't play this no more. You know what I mean? It's like you're either gonna do it or not.
Let's talk about those possible replacements now. As soon as it was said that Tank might be out, Jake's team started looking for other names. Frank Ngannou, that was one of the craziest stories. Yes, a YouTuber named Jake Paul is going up against Ngannou, a heavyweight monster who used to fight in the UFC.
Jake Paul goes from fighting Gervonta Davis to calling out Francis Ngannou. Jake Paul don't want those problems. I can't say it any different. Jake Paul does not want any Francis Ngannou problems. He don't. He does not want those issues. While I think it's crazy and I credit him for doing that, and I'm surprised he did that, this could be a ploy. Him poking out his chest, saying, I want Francis. He don't want those Francis Ngannou problems. I don't care what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou. Jake Paul gets in there with Francis. Francis will knock his head off this planet. You don't want those Francis problems. I watched Francis put down Tyson Fury. Sure, Anthony Joshua beat him. But even if Jake got power, I don't think he got power to be dealing with Francis. Because all it takes is for one to land.
It was said that the Ngannou team turned it down almost right away, saying it wasn't worth it and they didn't want to be in a show fight.
What else is there for Francis to do? If I was ever offered a fight, I wouldn't call TMZ. That guy's so easy for me. I had a special annoyance for those guys, which were, I respect that you were even willing to try. I couldn't imagine backing down, saying no. I'm a prize fighter. There's a prize. Someone wants to pay me, and I'm insulted that my phone rang. There is a lot of clever ways of getting out of having to do a fight, but there's still not any other answer than I backed out of the fight. One guy issued a challenge. You turn the challenge down. On my playground, you lose.
The name of Ryan Garcia then came up. Fans thought Jake might change his mind about Ryan. They weigh about the same. They are feuding online, and it would get a lot of views. But Garcia's manager Oscar de la Hoya quickly stopped that. That's it for Jake now. After all that work, the building is gone. It's also hard not to think that this whole thing was cursed from the start. That's because this fight was already one of the most talked about ever before the case. People were angry just about the weight difference. Tank weighed 135 pounds and Jake Paul weighed almost 200 pounds. There is a 60-pound gap. That doesn't happen very often, not even in exhibition fighting. It didn't make sense to either guy.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank. And I mean, but with it being exhibition, makes sense. It's fine. He got a big name that he's gonna be fighting. But I mean, it really makes no sense because he's gonna be weighing over 200 and some pounds. Tank's gonna probably be weighing maybe at the most 147, 150. So I don't even understand why the fight is happening.
But just when everyone in the fight world thought Jake Paul had no more choices, Edgar Berlanga and Rolly Romero stepped up and made themselves known. Berlanga said he's ready to save the show and give fans a real fight. He just won and is known for being able to knock out opponents easily.
Hey Jake, pick up the phone, champ. I've been calling you. Pick up. Let's make the fight happen. Pick up the phone, man. Stop playing.
Rolly Romero, on the other hand, walked in with the swagger that he always has. He called Jake out and said he would end the fight early if he had the chance. With two crazy characters that are both looking for chances, Jake has more options than ever before.
Hey, so you guys, I want to make an important announcement. I want to let everybody know I'm going to slap Jake Paul across his face because, first and foremost, man, I'm tired of this YouTube boxing stuff, man. I really am. I am more tired of this YouTube boxing stuff than everyone else, man. The GOAT at welterweight, bro. I'm about to be the GOAT at cruiserweight. Me and Jake fight in 2 weeks. Yeah, Jake Paul's team's not gonna let me beat him, huh? I think Jake Paul's scared of me. I'm willing to cruiserweight, bruh. Really big right now anyways. Jake Paul gets knocked out cold by me, bruh. Yeah. Jake Paul gets knocked out cold. I will slap Jake Paul across his face. Like, bro. But who cares? I don't care. Roll over Jake Paul 2025, bro. I knock out another YouTube.
That's all for today's show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon if you liked it so you don't miss our next movie. And don't forget to leave a comment with your ideas. We'll see you in the next show, so stay tuned.